Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuraisha Fitri binti Adwa, matric number 263804. So today I would like to present about a case review regarding Africans Bank Investment Limited (ABIN), a South African's corporate governance failure. So before we go further into the case, let me know with more detail about the character of this case. Now we move to the main issue in this case. So I have listed three main issues. So the first one is BGWell believes too much towards the credibility of ABIL CEO. So in the case we can see that CIO of the BGWell have trust the ABIL CEO because ABIL CEO have a lot of achievement in the industry, and also he also have can solve the problem that have arrived in the company before. Second is BGWS only focus on the factor that have direct impact on the profit. I can see that they say only wants something that give the profit, so he ignore all the other aspect, especially the corporate governance. And the third one is corporate governance failure by the ABIL itself. So as we can see that since the CEO of the ABIL have a lot of achievements, he can solve the problem, have a great credibility. So all the board director just put the trust to him. So for example, like when the others company want to get some information from the company and ask the others board director, the board director will pass the questions to the CEO, and CEO will handle it. Now we move to the frameworks that involved in this case. Okay, now we move the first framework that involved in this case, which is the corporate finance framework. So corporate finance usually concerns with the maximizing the shareholder value through long and short-term financial planning and the implementation of the various strategy. So there is 5 basic corporate finance, which is capital raising, capital budgeting, financial management, corporate governance, and the risk management. So usually corporate finance framework will help in charge with governing and overseeing the firm financial activity and the capital investment decision. Okay, for example, in this case, maybe corporate finance framework will help BGWS to make a decision whether to pursue proposed investment to invest in the ABIL's company, whether to pay the investments with equity or debt, or it can be both. So the second framework that I would like to suggest in this case is the risk assessment framework. So the function of risk assessment framework is to protect the organization's capital base and the earning without hindering the growth. So I believe if ABIL have developed this risk assessment framework, it can have a good financial positions result. Likely the investor also are more willing to invest in the company with good risk management practice. So risk assessment framework also give you a result which is the lower borrowing cost, easier access to capital for the firms, and improve the long-term performance. So when you apply this assessment framework in the company, I believe it's a good opportunity to solve the problem that you have right now. Also will catch up the eyes investor outside. Okay, the last framework or theory that we'll discuss in this case is the resource dependency theory. So this theory is a board director play an important role in providing or secure the essential resource to the organization through their linkage to the external environment. So in this case, we can see that every CEO, Lion Kirkinis, have hold the roles in maintaining all the management or decisions in the company. So in this theory, director can be classified into four categories, which is insider, business experts, support specialists, and community influencer. So I believe the CEO of Bill have for this category. Okay, so after we understand all the framework and theory that involved in this case, now we move to the conclusion. So in the conclusion, I would like to give a recommendation to BG Wells in order to solve the problem that they face right now. So what I can suggest, it's time to BG Wells to sell the other stocks. Why they need to sell the Avis stock? Because I believe Avis have no chance in coming back to industry. Because they month by month, day by day, there's a lot of issues had arisen within the company that cannot be solved between the management and board director. And this problem has lead them to the bankruptcy. So in order to minimize the loss occur in the future, it's a great opportunity to the BG Wells to sell the Avis stock. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Bye.